Well, here we are back on the farm after our trip yesterday up to Totogalpa, and we're planting the cuttings that we got from Esteban, where we cleared. If you remember, we had a video a few weeks ago in which we cleared all this adia out here. It's grown up a little bit because we've gotten a lot of rain since then, but we used the broad fork to soften up the ground here. Well, now we're planting. As you can see, we have one row here. This is a row of the plant called Morera, which is of the genus Morus, which is mulberry. Here in Nicaragua, they use Morera for fodder. No one even talks about the berries here. So I'm not even sure if these plants will produce berries. They're of the genus Morus, but they might not be berry producing. So we'll find that out later on. The next row, which is right here, you can't see anything because it's covered up, but this is the Cameroon grass. This is the purple one. And then the next row up here, this is the Botón de Oro, which actually is of the genus Tithonia. And you'll know that I did a video on Tithonia diversifolia. This is not diversifolia. This is another species of Tithonia, and it makes a bigger flower than the Tithonia diversifolia makes. Now we're getting ready to plant the Cuban grass, which is going to be the fourth one that we got. So the Cameroon grass, which we planted down here, that is planted horizontally, and you'll get a chance to see that in just a minute. The Cubano, the Cuban grass, that's planted vertically. And so we have to make like a 2-inch hole about every 14 centimeters, and that's right here. So it doesn't have to be exact, but it's approximately every 14 centimeters. So I'm making holes here to put the plants in. About every 14 centimeters.
40.
Or not 14, 40, sorry. So these are the cuttings of the Cuban grass, what we call Grama Cubano in Spanish. It's the number 219 version.
115.
115?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the number 115 version. And this was especially developed to deal with the hot climate. So it's especially good for us. So all we do, I've made the holes, so all we have to do is just kind of stick it in there and pack the dirt pretty tight around it, because we don't want to have a lot of pockets of oxygen in the ground. Lena had pointed out to me that the holes weren't big enough, that I might be damaging the roots trying to push them into the holes. So she's taken over. I made the holes bigger, and she's putting the cuttings in the hole. Now we're getting ready to plant a row of the Cameroon grass. This is from Africa. It has a violet or a purple color, and the grass is long, so and it's like bamboo, as you can see. It's thick. So we plant it the same way that we plant bamboo, and what we do is we cut 3 nodes. So she's counting 3, and now she's going to cut. So it's every 3 nodes. And then we're going to plant it horizontally in the ground. So this is not going to be planted vertically. Okay, so you may notice that we're approaching this a little differently than Esteban did. Esteban had his plants in plots that were monoculture plots. We don't want to do that. We're regenerative agriculture people, and I'll talk more about that theory and practice in other videos. But basically, we don't plant things in monoculture. Nature doesn't plant in a monoculture. We don't plant in monoculture. So we're planting basically in a polyculture of all of these grasses and different plants. That helps us to take care of the soil, gives diversity, and you'll notice that there's Glidicidiacepium all through here. This is a nitrogen fixer. There's other plants that we've left, and we've done that on purpose. We didn't want to strip the land entirely and only plant this stuff. We want to have a diversity in here so that we're constantly improving the soil. So now we're getting ready to plant the Cameroon grass. Lena has cut the stalks, and so I'm going to go ahead and plant these. And the way you do it is we have them cut in 3 nodes, and we simply lay them in here next to each other like they're going to sleep. And this is a bed, like a bunk bed. Now we're going to cover these, and we cover them lightly. That's what Esteban told us to do. Don't cover them deeply, just cover them lightly. Okay, so you may be saying, oh, I've seen other people plant bamboo vertically and it's worked. And you're right, but your success planting horizontally will be much better. And that's also true for the Cameroon grass. You can plant it vertically, and you might get 1 out of every 10 is going to grow. But here, we'll get a lot of them will grow. So, if you like this video, please click the like button. That's how YouTube determines if the video has popularity and people are watching it, and that helps me a great deal. If you like the channel itself, the material that we're producing, please consider subscribing to the channel. That's the best way to support this channel, is by clicking the like button, subscribing. So with that, I'll see you in the next video.